Now let's sit in a comfortable meditation posture, close the eyes, put our attention on the wonderful silence that's always there deep in the mind. Connect with that silence and become that silence. You are the silent witness. Now, from the perspective of the silent witness, maintaining that beautiful moment of the now, let us listen to the words of the Yoga Vasishta. Book 4, Chapter 46, continuing with verse 16. He has nothing to desire or leave, but lives as he is obliged to live. As his intellect unstained, like the lotus leaf to which dripping waters never stick. Let your accessory organs manage your outward affairs, or not. But keep your impassive soul quite unconcerned with all. Always remain the silent witness. Do not let your mind be plunged and deeply engaged with the objects of sense by vainly thinking they are your properties and possessions. But manage them or not with the utter detachment of your mind. Ram, when you come to feel that the objects of the senses have ceased to give any relish to your soul, then you shall know that you have reached the acme of your spiritual knowledge and passed over the boisterous sea of the world by the wonderful silent witness. The embodied or disembodied soul, whether living or dead, that has ceased to have any taste for sensuous enjoyments, has attained its liberation without its wishing for it. It's interesting to note that this desire for liberation, desire for enlightenment, the whole process of seeking that we have all gone through, this is all fueled by the karmic traces. But deep in the mind, the silent witness is always there. That is the bliss that always emerges when we transcend. That is the deep motivation. Ram, try by your superior intelligence to separate your mind from its desires, just like they extract perfume from flowers. She's just telling us here when he talks about your mind, he's not talking about the combination of individual karmic traces that we often refer to as the mind. But this is the sense of I-ness, the sense of the perspective of pure consciousness that we all have. This is the silent witness. And at first, it's very important to differentiate between the silent witness and the individual karmic traces. If we have developed a spiritual ego, and everyone has to some extent, the ego will attempt to bring up this concept of the fake or false silent witness. The ego will make up a story about the silent witness from all that we have talked about it. And then the ego will say, ah, yes, I am the silent witness. When the ego says, I am the silent witness, that is nothing. When there's dialogue, you're not connected with the silent witness. That is the key point. When dialogue disappears, then you're in the now and you're connected with the silent witness. Those who have not been swept away by the waves of their desires into the middle of this world ocean are said to have got over it. But others are no doubt drowned and lost in it. One thing we can notice to verify that we are connected with the true silent witness and not the ego's version of it, in addition to there being no dialogue, is that the body will feel, the physical body will feel somehow magically supported. There's this shift from setting up with the physical body and holding it up with the muscles and connecting with the silent witness and finding the physical body is being somehow magically supported without any effort. So that's another way to know when you're connected with the silent witness. But don't be concerned if the connection is not there. Follow the steps. Find the silence. Dive into it and become the silence. And do that again and again. There are little holes in the network of individual karmic traces, just big enough to dive through. That's our objective. When we dive through those little holes and connect with the silent witness, that's always there on the other side of the network of karmic traces. It makes that little hole a little bit bigger. Every time we connect, the hole gets bigger. Karmic traces interact and pull us out. Then we reestablish. That is in itself a very important technique for balancing karmic traces. It's a technique we can practice all day. Every time we have any kind of awareness, just make sure you're connected with the silent witness. Slow down, take your life slowly and easily, and provide time to be always connecting with the silent witness. Now, this is not mindfulness. Mindfulness is connecting with the illusory mind and attempting to observe or witness from the level of the mind. That is a waste of time and actually reinforces the spiritual ego and makes it even more difficult to connect with the silent witness. So don't slip into that trap. Just take the time to seek the depth of silence within your own awareness at every opportunity. Soon it becomes a habit. And then witnessing from the silent witness becomes your existence until your existence disappears. Sharpen your understanding like the edge of a razor. That means always having this discrimination and awareness. Am I connected with the silent witness? Is my body moving effortlessly? You know, when we're engaged in some type of sporting activity and we become aware that the body is performing perfectly. The balance is exquisite. It is effortless. We have transcended the physical, and our attention is now in the subconscious mind. That's the tip of the silent witness. Exists there in the subconscious mind. Use that path to perfection in athletic sports to connect with the silent witness. That is the feeling. The body takes on an effortless, perfect movement when we're connected with the silent witness. So we use our intellect, sharp as a razor, to always discern that we're on the side of the silent witness and not the weeds of doubt. After scanning the nature of our awareness, always favoring the spiritual state of blessedness. Move about as those who have attained true knowledge and who have elevated their minds with true wisdom. Do not act as the ignorant worldling who is mindful of the present state and unmindful of the future. This is someone who is practicing mindfulness. Basically, forcing the mind into the present state and ignoring the past and future. That is not connecting with the silent witness. That is being an ignorant worldling. In conducting yourself in this world, you should imitate those who are liberated in their lifetime, who are great in their souls and understanding, and who are never satisfied with themselves. Do not follow the examples of the greedy and wicked. Those who have knowledge of both worlds neither slight nor adhere to the custom of their country, but follow them like other people during their lifetime. This is very important at this time, because today the customs of the country are shifting. We must not follow them. There was a time when it was the right thing to follow the laws of the land. Today, it is not the right thing to do. People who have allowed themselves to fall into this trap of just following the laws of the land that will guide me through to a safe place and allow me to achieve my enlightenment, are making a terrible mistake now. The laws of the land are now set for destruction of human life. And destruction of human life takes away your opportunity to achieve moksha level 4. Great men, knowing the truth, are never proud of their power or good qualities, nor of their honor or prosperity, like vulgar people. Great men are not depressed by adversity or elated by prosperity, but remain fixed like the sun in the sky without anything to support it. A coincidental effect of achieving liberation, enlightenment, is great prosperity. The divine karmic traces that are revealed in the activities of the individual who has achieved moksha necessitate that such individuals are uplifted by and surrounded by great prosperity, because this prosperity is the foundation of the divine karmic traces. But if one is surrounded by prosperity through karma, individual karma, and then compares himself to one who is surrounded by prosperity due to enlightenment, he can use the ego to delude himself into thinking he is enlightened. Then disaster. The body dies. And here we go again. Great minds like warriors ride in the chariots of their bodies, clad in the armor of their knowledge. They have no desire of their own, but conduct themselves according to the course of time. In other words, great minds should be interpreted as those who are established in the silent witness, 24 hours a day, like warriors ride in the chariots of their bodies. They have no desire of their own, but conduct themselves according to the course of time. This is, of course, always verified within the Bhagavad Gita and other spiritual Vedic scriptures when describing how those who have achieved moksha will act and perform their duties. Yogastha Kuru Karmani, chapter 2, verse 48 of the Bhagavad Gita, is a guiding beacon established in the silent witness. Perform action. You too, Rama, have gained your extensive learning in philosophy. It is by virtue of your prudence that you can manage yourself with ease. Suppress the sight of what can be seen and avoid your pride and enmity. What Vasishtha is describing is the state of moksha level 1, 2, or 3, in which the individual karmic traces are still there in the awareness. Awareness of the karma of this life is always there. And we have to be very vigilant that one of these big rocks don't fall on our heads and take us back into samsara. So just be aware that your individual karma is still there, tempting you on the periphery. And avoid listening to those rantings and ravings of individual karma. You will be like wild people crying in the distance. Not difficult to avoid, particularly in Kali Yuga. Reaching moksha level 1, one has a clear path to moksha level 4. If there's enough time to balance all the karmic traces. So we have to do two things. We have to extend the amount of time we have available to us. And we have to utilize techniques of balancing karmic traces that are optimized and highly effective. Since you're on the Sahasra Sirsha Brahma program, that is exactly what you're doing. This meditation is very meticulously organized to be the most powerful balancing of karmic traces, minute by minute, second by second, within which you can spend your precious time. And of course, the other thing, extending the time needed through Satchukaya Kalpa. Together we have the ultimate formula for achieving Brahman consciousness in this lifetime. Be sedate in all circumstances, unattached to the present and wishing to know all things in future. Have the calm composure of your mind and go where you will. Valmiki said, being advised in this manner of the pure doctrines of the sage, Rama's face brightened. Full within himself, with the ambrosia of his knowledge, he shone forth like the ambrosial moon with her cooling beams. Now we continue, established as the silent witness, and perform the Trimana Sanyama technique on the esoteric Mahamantra to level the big pile of karmic traces that have been activated and enlivened and brought into the awareness during this reading. Jai Gurudev.